Hey guys, welcome to CRYYY. Listen, I am here to do a reading on Colin Powell. I'm Lady Crybaby, the Empath Empress, and I have some cards out already, guys. And I did a channeling on Colin, and he said that he did not pass away from the COVID virus. Okay, he said he didn't call it COVID though; he called it CB-19. Okay, Colin said that he had more like symptoms of arthritis. Okay, and he says that the government has a knack for labeling. Okay, labeling people, labeling things. For example, okay, and just to let you know that Colin feels as though the devil has an immature nature and God has a mature nature. Okay, so go figure on that. Colin said he's too orderly to be out of order so quickly. Okay. I'm not sure how long Colin was in the military, but he said something along the lines like after nearly 60 years of absolute service, he said then suddenly Inabsolute, okay, should ring a bell. Okay. He says this is what you would call a governmental tactic. Okay, so I got some cards laid out, and when I pulled these cards, I pulled a bunch of swords. Okay, these are swords right here. So right here we have the Eight of Swords. Okay, which is basically feeling some form of anxiety. Okay, then we have the Seven of Swords. So I'm not sure if I actually did that right because I got a new tripod that I'm using, so I'm trying to do it. So we got Eight of Swords. We got the Seven of Swords. You guys. We got the Two of Pentacles, which should belong over there. We got a Queen of Swords. Then we got a Page of Swords. Okay. So basically, this labeling, in essence, was basically a sword, you may as well say, jabbed in Colin's back. You might as well, just for example. Okay, so then we have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Magician, which is in reverse. And then we have the Moon card, which is in reverse as well. Okay, those two came out in reverse. All right. We also have what's called the Four of Cups. Then there's a Justice card. And then the Judgment card. Okay. After that, we have the We got the ten of Wands, which also came out in reverse. Okay. I got other cards here, but we're gonna just start with the cards that I actually have on the table. Okay, so in other words, again, the swords represent being jabbed in the back, stabbed in the back. So when we start with the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Swords is feeling restricted or some form of fear. Okay, so Colin felt restricted in this particular situation. And then the Seven of Swords is pretty much bad luck or karmic bad luck. Okay, so in other words, they did him dirty. And this was done, the message that I got was the labeling of the virus labeling was done by a Queen of Swords. I believe she was like a nurse or a doctor is what I heard. That was like a military doctor, okay, who delivered that Page of Swords information, which was bad news regarding the virus. Okay, the Two of Pentacles means the Two of Pentacles stands for balance or juggling. So in other words, they had to balance out all of the positive things that he done in his life by labeling him with something negative. Okay, the Magician is in reverse. Okay, so the Magician being in reverse means that somebody worked their magic basically on him. Okay, regarding his success, pardon me. And then the Moon, of course, as we know, is dark magic or something illusionary. Okay, so they created the illusion, okay, of the virus to balance out all of the positive things that Colin has actually done for this country. Okay, the Four of Cups situation. The Four of Cups stands for they did it kind of nonchalantly. Okay, so in other words, they labeled him. Okay, and that came with a form of that was to the labeling was to justify his death. Okay, it was not the virus that he passed away from. Again, from what the message is that Colin gave me, and I know they say that it's something different on the news, but the message that I got is that he said he had symptoms of arthritis. Okay, and then from I guess moving forward with the military doctors or whatever, then that's when they labeled it. Okay, which is, and they said again, the government has a form of labeling things. It's like just like you say a person that's passed away and you tag their toe, okay, before you push them inside a drawer. Pardon me, before you push them inside the deceased drawer. Pardon me, I'll eat my peanut butter cookies. Judgment, okay. This is what they used to judge him, okay. And when I actually looked up the judgment card, the judgment is basically a karmic card, okay. So you reap what you sow. That's what happened when he was part of the military. The justice card is again balance, okay. So we have the Two of Pentacles, okay, which means balance, and then we have the Justice card, which also stands for balance, okay. So they balancing out the man's life by saying, taking all the positive that he's done and turning it into, they have to actually put some form of label on him, okay, and then they labeled it COVID-19. All right, so judgment. All right, the judgment card. I'm sorry, I actually spoke on the judgment card. It's a karma card. The justice card is again balance, and that's Libra energy or sword energy as well. So we have all these swords, plus we have the justice card, which is basically Libra type energy, which is also which is represented by swords. Okay, then we actually have the 10 of Wands. That's in reverse. That means weariness. Okay, so there was a label to put on Colin during a weary time or at a time that he could not protect himself. Okay, and then I went and pulled so these cards right here I'll speak on here in a second, but they came after I actually pulled these cards over here. So the cards that I have over here, and I'll spin this around just a tad bit. So the cards that I have over here was the compromise that they made. Okay, they made a decision to go ahead and label him. Okay, experiencing was in reverse. Okay, so again they labeled him, as you can see. Experiencing basically his leaf, his tree, his body. Okay, was experiencing the label of the virus. Trust that. Okay, so all this was doing, they suppressed or information that you're not supposed to know about. Okay, and that's how they labeled his existence. All right, so for all of the good things that he's done, they had to actually add something in there. Okay, so in other words, and playfulness is in reverse. So in other words, it's some type of joke. Okay, they conditioned or prepared for that. And the no thingness card, which is a dark card, he did not have no CV virus. All right, this was confirmed by the source card. That's according to the spirit. Okay, so we got these two cards that came out together, that came out right by each other. And then after we have these two cards that came out by each other, that means the adventure lane or his road of life. Okay, the source said he did not have CV-19. Okay, now after I actually got those cards, that's when I actually pulled from another deck. This one is the Page of Pentacles that will go with the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so again, it says this messenger is here to tell you that job searches and opportunities are favored. Okay, so in other words, his job was labeled. It says, make sure you are using a hands-on methodical approach to any business situation, okay? Practicality is the key to your productivity. The quality of your work is also utmost important. So he had a very important job, okay? And this is what they labeled his job as. Or they labeled his job as, labeled his work. Here we go again with the moon card. So we got the moon card twice. This is an illusion, okay, that they're actually feeding us. He did not have the virus. All right, so that goes with that. This one goes back over here. All right, so the Fool, it says, don't let worry hold you back, okay? So then we got worry, and then we got weariness, okay? So I guess they playing them. Well, guess what? Here go Judgment again. He got another Judgment card. Again, Judgment is a karmic response. So we got the Moon and Judgment that came out twice. All right, and then I'll read what Judgment says on here. I believe these two cards. I'm not sure if they ran in reverse, but I'll just leave them like that. I'm not exactly sure. But Judgment, it says, you are approaching a significant moment in your life, okay, which may come with the bells of a major life happening meaning CV19, or death, or it may be a quiet rise to the next great thing, meaning him passing over, okay? Celebrate, transcending, and enjoy the ride, okay? So in other words, he's a celebrity that's passed away. And next stop will be the beginning of your new stairway upward, okay? So this was him being judged before he actually crossed over. So that was the judgment that they put on him. All right, King of Swords. So as you can see, it's Queen of Swords over here. Here go another sword card. Okay, see the dagger. So this was nothing but just a label to put a dagger in Colin's life. Okay, to balance out all the positive that he has done for this country, and label him with something. Okay. The King of Swords says, rule with your head, not your heart. Okay, so in other words, they didn't put their heart into it. Okay, he feels like love wasn't given to him or the justice wasn't given to him that he deserved for all the hard work that he has done for this country. And when I actually done this reading, the song "Home" by Stephanie Mills keeps coming up. Okay, so it says, others look to you for decisive steps for solving problems. The King of Swords, okay, that would be Colin. You will have to investigate all sides to learn the truth. It says, do not let emotions get in your way. You must be a dispassionate judge to show others how it's done. A dispassionate judge. Here's the Judgment card. They didn't judge the dude with no type of passion, okay, for all the hard work that he's put in and given to this country. He didn't get the form. Here go the Queen of Swords again, y'all. Now, the Queen of Swords done came up twice. Here she is once. Here she is again. So we got the illusionary card, which is the Moon. We got the Queen of Swords that came out twice, and we got Judgment twice, okay? And again, the Queen of Swords is the person who actually put the label on him at that military hospital, or at whatever hospital that he actually went to. I'm hearing nurse or doctor or something along those lines who actually gave him the label. Queen of Swords again. All right, Queen of Swords. It says on this card, it says, sort out problems by applying your agile mind. Okay, your experience counts. So that's what that her experience in the military life, or as a military doctor or nurse, for example. It says you can think your way out of any problem. So this was something that they thought of. A quick decision, which was a quick decision that they made, okay, may not be the best. Pick up your pen and make a pro versus con list. All right. So again, for all of his pros, they gave him a con. Period. It says remember to let your brain rule rather than your heart. Okay. So again, they're ruling with their brain or iron fist instead of their heart. All right. So now, with that being said, I keep coming up with the song "Home" by Stephanie Mills. Okay, so hold on, you guys. Give me one quick second. I gotta find something. So when I come up with home, I keep coming up with a map. Okay, a map of the United States. And on the other side of this map, give me a second. It's the actual world map. Okay, so I'm sorry. The world map. Okay, so Colin considered the world, or the United States and the world, his home. Okay, so again, I get messages through music, so I gotta sing a little bit of this song in order to kind of figure out what they're trying to tell me. So it goes, when I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wished I was home. He wished he was back here. I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. Maybe I can convince time to slow up, giving me enough time in my life to grow up. So he grew up in the military. Time be my friend, and let me start again. Maybe there's a chance for me to go back now that I have some direction, giving me a chance to be back at home where there's love and affection. Sorry about that. There you go. He feels as though the United States was his home, okay? And this is where he put all his passion, love, and affection, okay? And that's the best they could do for him, is labeling with CB19. I keep putting this upside down. So again, they flipped it on him. Okay, if I keep doing it like this, they flipped it on the man. Okay, so it says, suddenly my world's bound to change its face now that you know where I'm going. See, I have had my mind spun around. See how I kept doing that? Through change. And watch the growing. You know, if you're listening, God, please. I can't think of the words. All I know is, should we try again, or should we run away? Or would it be better just to let them be all living here in a brand new world? Might be a fantasy. It's a fantasy. It's an illusion, okay, y'all? They just label them. Trust me to love, oh yeah. So it's real. He really did love his job. And at the end of his service, he got labeled. That's pretty much what Colin said, that the government, they will label you, okay? So that's pretty much that. I'm going to put this on top of here because this is actually part of my address book. Okay, so all I can say is that from all of that I got, Colin said that there's not really much to say besides stay mature. Okay, he says increase your maturity for whoever is listening, whoever is divine. He says it's official for whoever it is. He says he's headed back, he's headed to the top, and so are you, divines, whoever is listening. He says, so soldier up. And for me, because I am actually an Army vet, he says for me to re-soldier up, and for you all divine that's listening, Colin says to soldier up and take charge of your life, okay? He says, unfortunately, immature individuals, okay, that practice low velocity or low volume rhythms, okay? He says, like an offbeat soldier, he says, this is what they'll do to you. He says, they'll judge you and kind of give you a label like you just can't get right. All right. So, in other words, just real quick, just to let y'all know that Colin did not pass away from that actual virus. Okay. Colin actually was a soldier. who loved his job. Not only did he love his job, he considered the United States a place where, like home, okay, where he was passionate about the work that he actually done, you guys. So you got to give the man a little bit more respect than to label him with a condition that he did not have. Again, from the messages that I got, he said he has symptoms of arthritis. I'm not exactly sure what they're actually saying on TV. Just know that that's his message, okay? He got daggered in his back with the label, you guys, and he enjoyed his job, okay, of serving what's called our country. All right, guys. Empress Rocky here. I hope you enjoyed what you just saw. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching CRYYY Tarot. I am Lady CRYYY, the Empath Empress. Peace and Oscar Nees.